Alright, guys, we're back with another chapter of New City, New Life, My London Adventure. We're going to be reading chapter 4. Just to recap on chapter 3, there was a big tournament. Dennis got stomped in the chest, studs up, and Junior got fought on the pitch and harassed. And this is chapter 4, when Dennis didn't show up. I woke up in my bed at home. My head was spinning. My vision was blurry. And hovering over me were Lexi, Jack, Gabriel, and Charlie, staring like I was some kind of alien experiment. I shut up. Where am I? Where's Dennis? I asked, my voice laced with panic. Stay calm, Junior. You're okay, bro. Jack said, placing a hand on my shoulder. I shook it off. Yeah, I'm fine. What time is it? Charlie glanced at his watch and smirked. Oh, it's only 6:47 a.m. You won't be late for school. If that is if you're going. I am going to school. Now, just tell me where Dennis is, I demanded, looking around like he'd pop out of my closet. Junior, stop worrying, all right? Gabriel said calmly. I clenched my fists. Where's Dennis? I roared, bolting downstairs. I wolfed down my breakfast like a starving beast and threw on my clothes and stormed outside. The sun was shining, the birds were singing, but I had no need for nature's beauty. I needed Dennis. He was always causing trouble and fixing messes with half the fun. I couldn't lose him. Hey, butler, get me to the nearest hospital now. The butler hesitated. Yes, sir, but... No buts! Let's go! I demanded, shoving myself into the limo. We sped off. The hospital smelled like hand sanitizer and bad memories. I marched up to the front desk, where an old, grumpy receptionist glared at me over her glasses. Hello, kid. What do you want? She asked in the driest voice possible. There's a little boy named Dennis. I need to see him now. She sighed. Kid, you can't just... No, I don't have time for this. Where is he? I shouted, making the whole waiting room flinch. They stared. I glared back, and they looked away. The receptionist sighed. Room 17, upstairs. I sprinted upstairs and skated to a stop and shoved the door open. My heart nearly stopped. Dennis wasn't there. My stomach dropped. My hands shook. A nurse appeared. Who are you looking for? She asked. Dennis, the 9-year-old boy. No, the 10-year-old boy. Or 11, whatever he is. Her face fell. Oh, Dennis? Dennis is dead. The words hit me like a sledgehammer in the chest. We tried everything, she continued, but he stopped breathing. Now he's gone. Tears burned in my eyes, and my vision blurred. I ran. I ran past the... No! The butler hit the gas. I burst into the church and crashed the funeral. My heart pounded as I saw him, Dennis, lying in his coffin. I grabbed the soccer ball on the ground. What? I screamed, holding my breath. I threw the ball. It soared through the air. Time slowed down. And then a hand shot out and caught it. Gasps echoed through the church. Dennis sat up. He blinked. What happened? Who won? Who's in goals? He yelled, confused. I burst out into laughter and hugged him tight. Dennis! He hugged me back. Suddenly, Lexi, Jack, Gabriel, and Charlie joined in. Dennis's parents hugged me too, crying in tears of joy. We all piled into the limo, laughing and celebrating. By the time we got to school, we were ready for anything except Chad. Dennis spotted him, and his fists clenched. Hey, Chad, Dennis growled, marching up to him. Bother me again, and you're dead meat. No joke. Chad turned, sneering. Huh? You're still alive? What did you say to me? Lexi shut her eyes, already anticipating chaos. Chad swung a punch. Dennis caught his fist midair and squeezed. Ow, okay, gosh! Chad yelped, yanking his hand back. Boys, get him. A huge crowd formed. Jad's goon lunged at Dennis. Dennis dodged, ducked, did somersaults, sidekicks, and even threw in a backflip for style points. The goons got dizzy just watching him. Then they grabbed bats and planks. That's when I stepped in. I snatched a bat, snapped it in half over my arm, and sent one goon flying with a roundhouse kick. Dennis jumped in, knocking another across the schoolyard. Jack turned, holding a metal bar. He swung. Bam! It hurt like crazy, but I clenched my teeth and kicked him in the nose. Chad stumbled back. Dennis tackled him to the ground. I delivered another kick for good measure. Chad pounced, pinning me down, pressing his hands around my neck. Any last words? He smirked. I grinned. Yeah, you deserved it. Chad blinked. What? Boom. Dennis drop kicked him so hard it sounded like a thunderclap. Chad tumbled back, scrambled up, and sprinted away with his goons. Suddenly, one of them grabbed me and dragged me to the 15 and 16-year-old section. A giant kid there, built like a tank, stood there. Chad pointed at me. He's all yours. My heart stopped. I ran, I dodged, but I tripped. The big kid lifted me up with one arm. He pulled his fist back, and crack! Blood dripped from my nose. My head spun. Lexi screamed, Junior! Then Marcus appeared. The janitor? He leaped in the air and kicked the giant in the chest. The big kid soared 3 feet into the air before crashing down it like a fallen tree. Silence. The whole crowd went wild. I wiped blood from my nose and grinned and stood up. It wasn't over. It was only the beginning. Marcus pulled out tissues and helped me out. Obviously, he kept tissues in his pocket. That's what a janitor does. Thanks, Marcus, I said, smiling. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, how did you end up in this side of the school? Marcus said, raising an eyebrow. Oh, a few bullies dragged me there, I muttered, looking down. Marcus sighed. All right, stay out of trouble, little bro, he said before sprinting away like a superhero late for duty. Well, he actually kind of was, but anyways. Lexi hugged me. I hugged her back. Are you okay? You keep getting hurt, Junior, she sobbed. It's okay, Lexi. I'm alright, I assured her. You know what? Let's grab a bite after school, okay? I asked. Yeah, sure, Lexi replied. I wiped her tears as we got up and walked to class. But something was off. The hall were eerily quiet, and no Mr. Reynolds, no students, no noise. Was school cancelled? School's off today, I asked, looking around. Let's go. Let's go! School's off! Yelled Jack and Charlie as they bolted out the door like they had just won the lottery. Should we walk home, guys? Dennis asked. Nope, I said laughing. We'd end up with more cuts and bruises than the grains of rice I eat in a day. I pulled out my phone. Hey, butler, home please. Bonjour, Sir Junior. We shall proceed in the Madrid limousine, my butler said over the phone. We walked outside, and bam, there it was, a limousine glowing like it had something straight out of a sci-fi movie. Lexi, of course, sat next to me. Any pizza here? Jack asked. Obviously, he was the person for pizza. He loved pizza way, way too much. He'd do anything for pizza. Well, maybe not anything, but yeah, most things for pizza. Soon enough, we were all eating pizza. Jack had already chomped his down so quickly that he already got another one. Typical Jack, always looking for food. We used to call him Queso Sundays. But the limousine proceeded at a slower speed so we can have time to eat. Soon enough, we were in our own estate. And then we got home. Okay, everyone, slow down, I said cautiously. Now I'm bringing you guys here because you're VIP, so you have to wear this badge. Jad, Jack held up his badge. Why is this so heavy? Oh, that's because it's real gold. I smirked. Up or down, Lexi? I asked. Up, she replied. I led them upstairs into my secret room. All right, tap every part of the wall through this hallway, I instructed. We tapped until a click. A panel slid open. There it is. Here it is, Gabriel said, pointing to a button. I pressed it. The roof opened, and I spotted another button. I pressed that too. Suddenly, Stairs slid out from the wall. We walked up, and wow! The floor, diamonds. The walls, gold. The ceiling, silver. All real. Jack took a cautious step on the diamond floor. Uh, are you sure we're allowed to be stepping on this? Let's play tag. That chat. I suddenly blurted out. Yeah, okay, Lexi said. I nodded. I'm it. The game was on. I caught Dennis. I got Dennis. Jack twisted and turned, making Dennis look like a fool. Dennis lunged for Jack and caught him. Jack almost tagged Lexi, but she dodged like a ninja. Then Jack grabbed me. He kind of pushed me in the process, and thump, I fell down the staircase. Oi, what was that for? I yelled, dashing back up. Jack smirked. I caught Gabriel. We played for about 10 more minutes before heading back downstairs. Son, I suddenly heard my dad yell from the kitchen. Hold up, guys, I'll be right back. I said, running towards the voice, wondering what was about to happen. The moment was peaceful until it wasn't. Out of nowhere, a massive blur of golden fur tackled me to the ground. Ah! I screamed, flaying dramatically. I was in the final act of tragic opera, but instead of teeth sinking into my skin, I felt licks. Sloppy, wet, relentless licks. Oh my gosh! He, it's eating him! Jack shouted in mock horror. No, you fool! He's being loved to death. Charlie corrected. I pushed the dog back and gasped for air. Wait a second. Is that golden German shepherd? Those are rare, I exclaimed, cradling the dog into my arms. We had to weigh it. He had to weigh at least 400,000 pounds. Okay, slight exaggeration. But my arms felt like jelly. Everyone, meet Oscar, my new dog, I announced, grinning as I scratched behind his ears. As if on cue, another dog came trotting in, a golden retriever, looking like pure sunshine with fur. Oh, this one is Roxy, I said, pointing at the beautiful pup. Wow, she was cute. Lexi practically smelted on spot. Aw, they're so cute! She rubbed their bellies while my friends gathered around, each of them fawning over the fluffy duo. Alright, since we're all set now, let's teach them a few tricks, I suggested. We moved to the backyard, and as usual, Dennis couldn't help but comment, Dude, your garden is bigger than our old school cafeteria. Yeah, yeah, welcome to my life. Anyway, you guys can have a little soccer match while me and Lexi work on dog training. Oh, it's on, Jack declared, squaring up against Dennis like it was the World Cup. Lexi knelt down and called Roxy over. The pup sprinted towards her like her life depended on it. Okay, Oscar, sit, I commanded. Oscar saw immediately. All right, now jump. He leaped into the air like an action movie hero. Okay, Lexi, let's see which dog's faster, I challenged. Lexi smirked. Oh, you seriously think Oscar's faster than Roxy? Ha! Before I could respond, Oscar suddenly stiffened, his ears perked up, and he barked at a brick wall loudly. What is it, buddy? I asked, approaching cautiously. Bzzz. Ow! I yelped as I touched the wall. I got a shock that could have powered an entire amusement park. I stumbled back, shaking my hand. Guys, that wall's electric. I just got zapped. My dad, ever the fixer, immediately called Uncle Roberto. Meanwhile, my brain had better plans. All right, everyone, I said, my voice lowering mischievously. It's time to sabotage Marcus. Marcus, my older brother, had no idea that we had dogs yet, which meant he was about to get the surprise of his life. I motioned Oscar and Roxy, whispering, "Lick attack." The moment they lunged at him, the scream that left Marcus's mouth could have won an Oscar. Ah! He shrieked, launching himself out of his gaming chair like it was on fire. Junior! He roared, but I was already sprinting away. My friends laughing hysterically as we dove into my room. Phew, that was close, I gasped, catching my breath. Nah, bro, too close, Jack said, shaking his head. Lexi giggled. Maybe don't mess with him anymore. Knock, knock, knock. Come in, I called, still half out of breath. Mom entered, holding a small harness. There, here, these are for the dogs. And now you have pets. You're responsible for feeding them. Here's their food. All right, who wants to help dress them up? I shouted. Me! My friends all yelled back. We quickly put on the harness on Oscar and Roxy and fed them. That was when my dad called us downstairs. All right, kids, it's time to pick dinner, he said, motioning toward the futuristic food machine. This thing's the best, I grinned. I tapped the touchscreen, selecting fast food. A menu appeared: McDonald's, KFC, Domino's. I pressed KFC and Domino's for variety. The machine whirred to life, and a few moments later, it popped out: 3 pizzas, 3 buckets of KFC. Perfect. Who's for KFC? I asked. Gabriel, Dennis, and Charlie raised their hands instantly. Jack, however, had his priorities elsewhere. Wait, how many slices are in a pizza? He asked suspiciously. 8, obviously, I replied. Jack smiled. See, 1 pizza for you guys, and 8 pizzas for me. We all shook our heads. He dived into his food like he was a madman. Dude, this isn't a competition, Dennis sighed. Jack ignored him, pressing touchscreen again. Suddenly, 8 more pizzas emerged. Oh no. Holy cow! I gawked. No! Holy pizza! Dennis corrected. Lexi laughed, shaking her head. Jack, you're going to explode. Jack, mouth full of pizza, just gave a thumbs up. We finished eating, stretching, and grumbling. Huh. Chad ate like a lot. Like, really though, a lot. Then, out of nowhere, Lexi leaned in and kissed me. Then she walked out the door as they all left. Love you, Junior, she called. I grinned, my face burning. Love you too. As the door shut, I sank into my chair, smiling. Today had been one heck of a day. But it was great. I think we're in love. But love would have to wait. Because there were more things pressing matters at hand, like my dogs. I shot up from my chair and dashed upstairs, eager to see what they were up to. In absolute shock, Marcus, yes, the notoriously grumpy old brother, was actually playing with them. He was petting Rocky's fluffy golden fur, while Oscar pounced on him excitedly. Marcus noticed me standing there, completely dumbfounded. Oh, you little pest! Stop staring your mind in your business. Marcus said, rolling his eyes as he continued scratching behind Oscar's ears. I frowned and walked past him, determined not to let him ruin my mood. But of course, Marcus couldn't resist. As I, just about to step in my room, he stuck his leg out and tripped me. Hey! I yelped, landing flat on my face. Marcus doubled over, laughing so hard he nearly fell off his chair. I shot him a glare, picked myself up, dusted myself, dramatically fought myself onto the bed, and just was tired. I was exhausted, and since we didn't have school, I let sleep claim me most instantly. Suddenly, I was walking in the Grand Santiago Bernabeu. The crowd was chanting, Junior, Junior. The whistle blew and the match began. I was a peak form, weaving through defenders with ease. I took a shot, bam, it rattled off the post. I clenched my fist as Bayern Munich countered. They came Then came a golden chance. I intercepted a sloppy pass and vaulted down towards the goal, unleashing a powerful strike. Goal! The commentator shrieked. We were leading, the crowd went wild, but then disaster struck. Brian won a penalty. The striker stepped up and with a precise strike, he buried it into the bottom corner. 1-1 half time. Our team huddled together in the locker room. I looked around at my teammates, sweat dripping off their faces. We got this, guys. We just need 2 more goals and the trophy is ours. They nodded. Second half, the game resumed. Gabriel came on for Louise. Then, just a few minutes later, he was brutally shoved, but the referee waved play on. Moments later, one of our defenders received a red card. We were down to 10 men. Bayern took full advantage, scored 2 quick goals. It was 3-1. I was devastated, but I refused to give up. Come on, team! Get your heads up in the game. Just 10 minutes left. I received the perfect pass from Gabriel and shot. Denied. Their keeper didn't save it, but Gabriel was there for the rebound. 3-2. We had hope. I intercepted a pass, nutmegged one defender, dodged another, and launched a rocket of a shot. Goal! The stadium exploded into cheers, and the whistle blew. Extra time. Coach pulled me aside. Junior, I need you to stay upfield. This is your moment. I nodded, my face pulsing with adrenaline. Extra time was grueling. Shot after shot, saved after save. Chance after chance, missed and missed. In the final minutes, I found myself one on one with the keeper. The defender kicked me. I fell hard. Referee, I screamed. Nothing. No foul. No penalty. I gritted my teeth and got up. Halftime, extra time. Coach patted me on the back. Shake it off, Junior, and focus. I inhaled deeply and nodded. First half of extra time. We final half of extra time. We held our ground, but they were relentless. 15 seconds left. I had the ball. I nutmegged one player and flicked it over another. Passed to Gabriel. Gabriel crossed it back to me. I leaped into the air, doing my signature scissors kick. The ball with every ounce of my power I had left. Boom, goal. The final whistle blew. We had done this. We were champions of Europe again. For the fifth year in a row. I threw my arms in the air and screamed, Yes! Bark, bark, bark. I jolted awake, my heart pounding. My eyes fluttered open to see Roxy staring at me, tail wagging. What? Huh, Roxy? I muttered groggily. But I have training in 30 minutes. I flew out of bed and like I had been struck by lightning, and dashed downstairs and slammed my hand on the iPad. I would like my Cristiano Ronaldo Real Madrid blue outfit, please. The machine whirred and beeped before spotting my pristine blue jersey, socks, shorts, and even the iconic number 7. I threw them on in record time and drove in my Bugatti. Yes, I have one, obviously, but I don't drive it. My driver sped off to training. Upon arrival, the coach wasn't there yet, so we had 10 minutes to burn. Perfectly, I got the ball and started doing some tricks, juggling, flicking around like I was born with ball glued to my feet. Hey guys, over there, I called. Over here, I called, spotting my friends. They ran over, but before I could say anything, boom, I was on the ground, clutching my nose. Oh, I groaned. Chad stood above me, smirking. He had just conquered the Empire. Oops, didn't see you there, loser. This dude had been my nemesis since the day I set foot on this field. He was taller, stronger, and unfortunately just as good at football. But to make things worse, "Hi, Dad," Chad said, waving at the approaching coach. What? Chad, Chad was the coach's son. We were officially doomed. We are just officially doomed. The training started. Intense drills. Everyone got 5 shots against Dennis, our best keeper. Dennis was on fire, saving almost everything. Charlie shot, saved. Chad barely made it. But me, I put the ball into the top corner like prime Ronaldo. Gabriel banged one in. Jack, absolute rocket. And surprisingly, Diego Martinez, a solid midfielder, scored two. Then came the passengers. Long balls, short passes, through balls, and crosses. We crushed it. But then the real fun began when Coach let us choose teams for practice match. Chad, being the sneaky villain he was, stacked his team with all the strongest players, including Martinez. Meanwhile, my team, me, my best friends, and a handful of average players. Oh, and we were outnumbered, 9-7. All right, boys, let's show them what we got. I said, trying to rally my team. Chad shoved me midair, and I was flying like a rag doll. Ref, foul! I shouted, but of course, Coach, aka Chad's dad, didn't care. Diego Martinez dribbled past Charlie with a slick Ronaldo chop and charged forward. I wasn't letting that slide. I lunged, slide tackle, clean, ball one. I didn't touch him. I popped back up and spotted Jack sprinting into the box. I sent a long curling cross his way. Jack leaped. Boom, header on target. The keeper stretched and barely pushed out. Unlucky, I shouted. Then disaster struck. Chad bulldozed through our midfield like a tank. It was it was now just Chad and Martinez against Dennis. Chad went for a simple tap to Martinez. Dennis rushed forward to block the shot, but Martinez was smart. He faked the first shot and slotted it into the net. 1-0. I clenched my fist. This was not over. But just as I got the ball, Chad lunged in with a reckless, nasty tackle. The world went to slow motion as I flew backwards. Ah! I screamed, clutching my knee. The pain shot through me like lightning. My teammates rushed over in panic in their eyes. Even Martinez, our toughest opponent, ran to check on me. The coach helped me up as I wiped away the tears, and that betrayed my attempt to look tough. Chad, he just stood there laughing. We took the free kick, but it was wasted. But it was a wasted opportunity. Then Chad got the ball, and do you know what Chad does when he gets the ball? Normally he just takes a shot or wastes it, but now it was pretty different. Gabriel was fed up and executed a perfect slide tackle, knocking the ball free, and bonus, giving Chad a taste of his own medicine. Chad stumbled, then got up, seething, and chased Gabriel like an enraged bull. He dove for another slide tackle. Gabriel hit the ground with a heavy thud. Coach, that's not fair! Gabriel groaned. The coach, he just motioned Gabriel to get up and play on. I gritted my teeth. So this was how it's going to be, huh? Huh? Despite the pain, I got it back. I was limping, but I could manage. Then Martinez, out of nowhere, took a shot. Ridiculous, outrageous shot. And it went in. Dennis punched the ground in frustration. He hated conceding goals. I walked up to him and patted his shoulder, whispering, "Don't worry, we got this." I got the ball again. Gabriel and I exchanged a slick 1-2 pass, nutmegged Martinez, making sure he knew who was the boss. Chad came charging in, but I saw it coming. A quick step aside, and he was sent flying. The crowd, my teammates, cheered. I saw my chance. It was a delicate chip over the keeper. The ball soared into the net. 2-1. And then Dennis did legendary save, and one powerful dropkick, the ball soared through the sky, heading straight for the other goal, like a guided missile. It struck the crossbar and bounced back into play. The opposing keeper, confused, reached for it, but I was ready there. I sprinted, got the ball, and gently passed it into the net. Martinez, officially on a wipeout, avoided my side and charged at Jack. Jack lunged for the tackle and missed. Now it was Martinez versus Dennis, 1-on-1. Dennis dived, but Martinez's shot was a bullet. Goal. Hat trick? And for some reason, coach didn't count it? Oh, yeah, he was offside. Then disaster struck. They earned a penalty. Chad and Martinez bickered over who should take it. Finally, Chad stepped up. He shot left. Dennis dived left. He caught it with ease. Chad kicked. Dennis kicked it up the field, but fumbled the ball in the rush. Chad took advantage, launching a follow-up shot. Dennis, with cat-like reflexes, tipped it over the bar for a corner. The cross came in. It hit Charlie's hand. Penalty! Chad shrieked, jumping up and down like a toddler denied candy. Martinez stepped up this time. Dennis dived the wrong way, but somehow, he managed to save it with his legs. Unfortunately, Martinez was fast on the rebound and buried it. 3-2. We were collapsing. I clenched my fist. No way we were going to end up like this. Then other players tackled me from behind when I got the ball. Foul and last kick, Coach Buckley announced. I took a deep breath. The free kick was miles away from the goal, but I didn't care. I crossed it in, hoping for the best. The ball bounced back out, and I sprinted towards it. No time to think. I took the shot. Boom! It curved like an airplane and hit the top corner bar. The net ripped, and the ball was in. 70 miles per hour, approximately. Maybe more. The whole field went silent. Then chaos. I ran, screaming and celebrating. We didn't win, but we also didn't lose. Then training was over, and we all went home. Of course, I went home, and it was dinner time. We took the cozy booth near the window, and and I decided to go on my date with Lexi. We sat down next to the golden chandeliers above, making everything feel extra dramatic. A few people in the restaurant turned their heads, maybe recognized Lexi, or maybe they were just stunned by how incredible we looked. Hello, kids. What shall I get? What shall I get you? The waiter asked, flipping his notepad. I leaned forward. I'd take a large grilled fish, a side of fries, and a can of Pepsi, please. Lexi smiled. I'll take the same as Junior. The waiter, the waiter nodded. Give us 5 minutes. Cinco minutos? Lexi muttered in Portuguese. I said it in Portuguese. Talk about a waiter that makes us wait. I burst out laughing, which meant now that was good. A few people stared at us confused. We quickly stopped before anyone thought we were playing a bank heist. Finally, our food came and we ate. As we ate, Lexi started reminiscing. You know, on my first day at our school, people rushed up to me asking for pictures and wanting to be my friend, aka boyfriend, you know. I felt like a queen, but then Chad bumped into me and I fell. At first, he helped me up and I thought he was nice, but then I went to his house one day and I caught him with another girl. After that, I ignored him for the whole year. I frowned. That guy's the worst. Lexi smiled. But then next year I met a dreamy boy. He was cute, rich, and friendly. I nodded. Oh, who was he? Charlie rolled her eyes. You, duh. I almost choked my fries. Wait, really? So you're calling me cute, rich, and dreamy? Hey. Lexi just laughed. Of course. We finished our food and took care of the bill. I'll take it. That'll be £96, the waiter said. I handed him 100. Keep the change and consider the £4 a tip. Lexi and I strutted out like royalty. Our driver was waiting with the Bugatti, but instead chaos. Music blasted. Jack, Dennis, and the rest of my friends were having a full-blown pizza party. Pizza? We joined in. The new Fortnite season has just dropped. Yeah, Slim Shady, Snoop Dogg, and even Akon. That's what Marcus said once I got home. I just walked past him. I smiled to myself as Lexi left. She petted Roxy and Oscar before leaving. Who's the best dog, huh? Huh? I played with them too, letting Roxy climb over me while Oscar zoomed around in circles. They were fast. After putting them to bed in the little dog room, I went upstairs, took a quick shower, and flopped onto my bed. Today had been insane. The math, the drama, the date with Lexi. I smiled to myself. I think I love Lexi so much.